presentation. The rubric dot point that we'll be looking at today is analyze the impact political acts may have on individual lives or society more broadly. Brave New World is set within an atmosphere of an omnipotent world state, a state willing to sacrifice the individuality of the human body for its ultimate social goal of stability, which is promoted through the portrayal of a false utopian happiness that is uniformly sanctioned by the world state. One such impact of the political atmosphere of Brave New World is the seemingly inverse relationship between happiness and truth, whereby the veracity of society, conformed through a fake relativity of happiness, leads to the desensitization of human emotions. Degrading from what position? As a happy, hard-working, goods-consuming citizen is perfect. Of course, if you choose some other standard than ours, then perhaps you might say it was degraded. Page 208. Huxley here uses juxtaposition to identify the absence of morality in the total dictatorship of the world state, and uses it to furthermore explain the notion of how relative social constructs can lead to an opposition of beliefs and ideology, dependent on the individual's frame of reference. Such opposition between constructs, especially between happiness and truth, are further contrasted in Mustafa Mon's character, whereby Mustafa sacrifices his own inquisitive scientific nature in order to serve happiness. In the end, despite the resilience of the protagonists, Marx, Helmholtz, and John Savage, the Society of Brave New World still continues to serve idealized happiness inside a one-dimensional society that is incompatible with actual reality.
Huxley uses Soma as a metaphorical representation of devices used to maintain control over society through the manipulation of the individual's mindset, such as the anti-communist propaganda that swept through the Western world during both the Cold War and the Vietnam War. Soma is a fake relativity of happiness, which is applied by the world state in order to subdue the possible intellectual curiosity that may be simulated through the recurrence of emotions. The political act of mass consumerism has consumed the individual into acting as part of a larger social organism. Within the quote, by this time, the Soma had begun to work. Eyes shone, cheeks were flushed, the inner light of universal benevolence broke out on the face of happy, friendly smiles. Even Bernardin felt himself a little melted. From this quote, it shows that how Soma has the same effects on everybody, making everyone fall into the false sense of happiness. It is mass-produced by the world state in order to provide a mechanism in which the individual can subvert any problems or emotions, extinguishing anything where social instability can occur.
Political acts control how lives are controlled through the governing of the broader society. The 9 Years' War is used by Huxley to highlight the impact of political acts, in this case the dropping of devastating anthrax bombs, to the impact on a broader society. Quote, what's the point of truth, or beauty, or knowledge when anthrax bombs are popping around you? That was when science first began to be controlled. The use of a rhetoric device draws the responder further into the constructed reality of the novel, and also highlights the impact on broader society being the restriction on scientific advancements. The impact of political acts on individual lives is predominant in the scene where Lenina fails to seduce John. She had seen his face. No, not his face. A ferocious stranger's, pale, distorted, twitching with some insane, inexplicable fury. The use of truncated sentences, imagery, and a caesura serves to highlight the dramatic impact of Lenin's political impact on John.